What's happening? It's us. This is Keep It Moving Podcast. I'm JT, of course. Your illustrious host.
What host?
Don't. We ain't rewinding.
Illustrious.
We ain't rewinding. We got our homegirl Novelty. Say something, girl.
What's up?
And Mike B. Say something. You already said something.
What? No, what it damn do?
No,
I got to say some more.
I rebuke that. That what it do, goddamn it. Shit. You got me cussing already.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Already. You brought me in, and then you took my privilege to say
then
something.
I remember, nah. Let me take that back.
I'm not worthy of speaking.
No.
Just like that. All right, I'll take it back.
Novelty, but you sound quiet.
You gonna talk to her, huh?
Yes, my shade is down on you.
I'm scared. I'm really scared.
You should be scared because I told your ass we're gonna talk about you. Considering we're recording over an hour later,
yeah.
She gonna text
me. I said
me.
I was gonna be late.
No. She said no. You didn't say late. She said a little late. She texted me 30 minutes
like
before the
8:30.
show was supposed to start. She said I'm gonna be a little late. So I'm thinking the show starts at 8. She gonna be like 8. No, not even. I wasn't thinking 8:30. I'm thinking 8:05, 8:10.
But you got to give a little bit more leeway than when you say
I
little
was thinking
late.
about 8:30.
I give 20 to 30 minutes when you say
I don't give that. When you say a little. When you say late, I might give you 30 minutes. But when you say a little,
well, next
I'm
time
thinking like 5 to 10 minutes. But when you an hour,
I was not a full hour.
You was 47 minutes.
You over 45 minutes. You doing something.
So
I was 45 minutes. I
it was damn near. What time is it now? It was
it
at
was
the 9 o'clock for real.
8:47.
Really? I don't know.
It was 8:47.
But that's more. In my opinion, it's more than a little bit.
I was later.
What were you doing?
I was later than I was planning on.
It has to be something you doing like sexual.
No, my great aunt turned 87 today, and they threw her a party. I didn't realize until the last minute that I could actually go because it started before the show. I thought it was going to start after the show started.
You a grown up. You can leave. When
What do you mean? Like she's 80 something. Like they didn't tell you like the rules of the
No,
event?
I got the invitation at the last minute. They told me they were going to do it, but I never looked at the invitation when I got it. I got it like 2 days before, so a couple of days ago.
Oh, so you knew a couple of days ago that you're going to be late today.
No, I didn't because I got it a couple of days ago, but my aunt had already told me when it was, and I said, no, I can't go. I have a show that night. My mother told me today at 3:00 that it started before 8. So I was going to stop by there, and I was trying to get out, and I was trying to leave at 8:15. I really was. I couldn't get out the door,
You the keeper of the books. You
Yeah,
can tell them when and where.
exactly.
I had a great aunt birthday tonight, and I said no. My people need
Why do
me.
I feel like you lying to me?
No, it's for real.
I had a great aunt birthday, the same thing as you. And I told, I'm thinking in my head,
Well, I mean, and
we got a show tonight.
I got a show.
I really wasn't coming until my mother said, well, it starts at 5. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I can stop by there on the way. But I knew
5 o'clock.
I had been there since 5. I didn't show up there until when I text you, I was heading that way.
You texted me at 7:30.
I know, and I was heading that way.
That ain't a little late.
Wait a minute. No.
I'm sorry.
She texted me, but the text said, I'm going to be a little late.
that ain't a
because
little
I
late.
thought, okay, I'm going to go in there. I'll get there about 7:45, 7:50, and I'll leave no later than 8:15. That's why I said a little late.
Okay.
And I wasn't but maybe 5 or 10 minutes away from here.
But the fact that you got here after 8:45,
Yeah,
that's a little bit
didn't
different.
quite work out.
Yeah.
I was trying to get out the door. It took me another 15, 20 minutes. to get
We're
out.
not going to punish you,
No, you're just going to talk about me.
Oh,
You don't do-
we
you don't know
always
how to
talk
do like
about
the
you.
smile and wave.
Okay, keep it moving. Let's go.
All right, folks. Lots been going on in the world today. I know y'all heard about Mr. Telephone Man himself, Bobby Brown. He got a new book out. I think Every Little Step. Mm-hmm. And I guess it's autobiography, somewhat, or a biography. I don't know if he wrote it or somebody else wrote it.
Right.
But it's his book telling about his life. And so, I think it's on 2020 where he had the interview. And he telling different, things and stories about his life, some of the rendezvous he had with, I think he said he had sex with like Madonna and Janet Jackson. And
that was for some reason that was
the room with no clothes
surprising to me.
Well, he said the reason why he kicked her out because he
kicked who out?
Janet Jackson, but because she said her dad, she wasn't in love with him. I think this is around the time when she was like still messing with the Barge dude.
You know what? I feel like I've never like told a girl like you gotta go because we about to have sex and you ain't in love with me. I don't care about love at the moment.
But she said her dad won't let her have a relationship with a black dude.
And who? Janet Jackson?
Dad, Joe with the whip.
So he wanted her to have.
And no, he didn't want her to have a relationship with a black dude. Almost like the Clippers owner. I don't want you hanging around them guys. You can't bring them to a game. God damn it.
What's the name? Sterling.
Yeah. And so, he felt that type of way. And so, she was in, I think they didn't get a divorce, her and DeBarge, until like 2000.
But wait a minute. Hold on. What are you telling me right now?
One of the brothers, I think his name James
DeBarge.
James DeBarge.
Was married to Chico.
Wasn't he Chico?
He was married to.
I don't know. What's his name? I called him James.
I thought it was Chico.
No, Chico was the one that came out. No, that wasn't him. He was young.
So maybe it was James. It was either James.
Yeah, Chico was young. He
wait a minute. They were married to Janet Jackson?
Yes. One of the DeBarge brothers, yes.
I did not know that.
He claimed they got a kid together.
I don't know how that is when she ain't got one.
He claims
did she
that
have one
they have a child together that she has not.
Oh, but I felt like because like now she's pregnant. We know Janet Jackson is pregnant.
Started talking about.
But I felt like this was proved that the person that they were talking about was another sisters or somebody else.
Like Rebe.
Supposedly there's a Jackson that looks just like her, but. I mean, the sisters all still. I mean, they really.
But this is what Bobby said. What Janet told him. So it wasn't like some other Jackson.
Janet told him that she had a baby.
They slept together.
Everybody knows James and Janet were married. That's public knowledge.
Now at this point, yeah.
Oh,
it seems like you still living back in the 80s.
This is news to me.
Yeah. That came out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably about 20 years ago or so.
But yeah, he claims they have a kid together. And
she must have heard that very well.
She's denied a kid for years that people have. There's been whispers that she has. She's denied it for years. And then when she got pregnant and announced her first child, he got pissed off and said, we already have a kid together.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if there's any truth to that. I mean,
that's some covert shit.
I know if I was that kid and that kid really does exist, that's kind of cold. But
I felt like it came out to where like the child was one of her siblings versus hers.
I don't even. I'm like you. I don't know about this.
There's a little girl that they've been posting all over that looks just like her. But I mean, it could be one of her
all they got to do is say DNA test. I don't know why they
I'm sure they
all
know who it is. They just not telling, or either they telling the truth and nobody believes them because of speculation. Who knows?
I mean, that would solve everything. Really?
Immediately.
Go to Maury, goddammit. He'll get you a test.
He will.
99.9%.
As well as entertainment.
Yes.
Yes.
But I thought dude was dead though.
Maury?
James. The guy, so he's still alive and kicking. I thought he was dead.
I think it's only one brother dead, and I think it's the oldest one.
Oh, I thought the one that was married to Janet was done. Excuse the hell out of me then. But anyway, it don't stop there. I don't know how we stopped at Janet.
Because she got kicked out the room naked.
But yeah, that's why she got kicked out. Because she said, and he like, oh, fuck that. Then you gonna fuck me. But you can't fall in love with me and all that. Whole leave.
A whole leave.
But she wasn't. Everybody say about Janet, but she wasn't my 80s girl. It was Vanity, boy. Vanity and Denise. Yeah. From Cosby Show.
Okay,
that was my two.
I can agree with you on those.
Geez.
Because I feel like back in the 80s, Janet was like Penny from The Good Times.
No,
like,
that was 70s and early.
I'm just saying when I was introduced to her.
You must have been watching. You was watching.
We didn't really have
shit.
TV.
No,
so was watching reruns.
Yeah.
So yeah, because we didn't have TV.
Janet in the 80s was like Control and Pleasure Principle and all of that. She
was
grown
the
by
80s?
then. That was 80s. She was grown by the time she was on Different Strokes.
What?
She was what's some call it, a girlfriend. Willis's girlfriend. You don't remember she was on a couple of episodes of Different Strokes.
Couple. She was on like 3 seasons.
Well, hell, I'm sorry. That was during your high time. I'm sorry. Wow. I was coming out the womb around that time. So I
right
my
on.
recollection don't go that far. Anyway. That was reruns that I saw. She saw the real Aaron.
Keep it moving.
She probably wrote a couple. She probably was in a couple.
Anyway, back to Mr. Brown.
Yes. In a lot of it, he talked about him and his relationship with Whitney. And I think her mama Sissy Houston had a problem with that. She said like this is supposed to be about your book and your life.
He do have a book coming out, right?
Yeah, and but your whole premise it seemed like surrounds you and Whitney's situation or marriage, and like come on now.
Exactly, because I heard
that is his life.
That may be part of his life.
That's
but
part
like
of.
He got other things going on. He
had things before
him
her.
Growing up, him being in a boy band.
But New Edition, which is one of the.
That's what we want to hear about.
Groups in the 80s, goddamn it.
Like some of the things that went on while he was doing that.
I can see why he might not have discussed New Edition on 2020. New Edition has a big miniseries coming out. They launching that. I mean, it could be a serious.
He's trying to sell his book, and Whitney sells.
And Whitney is a huge portion of his life. I can understand why.
I wouldn't say a huge portion. She's a portion of his life, but I wouldn't because we knew about Bobby Brown before we knew about Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston.
But we knew about Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston longer than we knew about Bobby Brown.
You of all people should refute that.
No, I don't.
Because you are a New Edition fan.
You're correct. And when Bobby Brown got with Whitney Houston, by that time his career started to phase. No, he stopped working.
Well,
in the beginning, he was working, and then he stopped working, and it doesn't matter what it was.
Oh, yeah.
To the public, he stopped working, and it all became about him and Whitney.
He was Bobby
and
Houston.
that's been the majority of his life.
He's basically like Kanye.
But with a song like "Every Little Step I Take," with the book title, you said it's "Every Little Step I Take."
That was before Whitney, I believe.
Which I would think that the book would focus on him. Because
when he did that, he was like the #1 R&B.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I would think the book would be more about him and his.
If I tell my life story, I give you my life story, and somebody's been in my life for 30 years of that life story,
you trying to say Whitney and Bobby 30 years?
No, I don't. I'd have to actually sit down and calculate it.
To 20.
No, they were married for 18. So it was more than 15 to 20. They were married for 18. So it's been another, I want to say 5 to 10 after that, with all of the mess and the cocaine and the fighting and the Bobby, Christina and all of that. That's been another 5 to 10. So if you've been in my life 30 years and I'm only 40, 50 years old, you've been in my life for the majority of my adult life. So I can understand why a lot of major focus would be that and that relationship. Plus, let's be real. That's what the people want to hear about. That's going to sell.
I feel like we already know enough.
Keep hearing about it.
We've already heard a lot about it.
And I feel like, more and more people are like, we're tired of hearing about you and Whitney. Like
and
we want to hear about
she took drugs.
Maybe they are. Maybe they are. We'll see when the book sells. Maybe they are.
That's also part of the issue because a lot of people are saying like you keep bringing up Whitney. You keep bringing up like trying to blame her for the things that you went through.
No, so, he starts off by saying he takes responsibility for what he did.
But
he blames himself for his drinking,
that he gave,
his drugging, his cheating, and his bad behavior. He blames himself for that.
He said on their wedding day he saw her. And bent over, taking a nice little hit of coke.
Yeah.
And this before they, right before they got married, she in her wedding dress, getting sky high. And so he said this is the first time that he saw her, like, doing any type of drugs. And so, it wasn't like, and it seemed like this was out a long time ago. Like she was doing her own thing before,
that too was public
before
knowledge.
He came. And he said he wasn't even doing like hard. His thing is like drinking, and I think like smoking weed. And then with her, it's just like it was just bad. That chemistry, it wasn't good. they were good but bad. Like they didn't judge. They were like two drug addicts. They didn't judge each other.
They were good TV. And they were good because they had a show together.
They were not good for each other,
man.
Well, it may not.
I mean,
be
for
like
sensationalism, yeah,
exactly.
That's
what I'm talking about.
But you can see, like, man,
they were not.
This don't seem right. Yeah,
they were not good.
One of them gonna die.
Right, they were not good for each other.
And that was one of his nuggets. The other nugget that I had to take pause with.
Don't talk about the ghost.
Yes.
Don't talk about.
I got to. He said that the house that they stayed in Atlanta was semi spooky. And he said he woke up and a ghost was on top of him. And I don't know if the ghost semi raped him.
Drugs.
But wait a minute. JT. What if you woke up and there was a ghost, a spirit on top, on top of you, brother? Like me personally, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Like as long as I don't recognize who it is,
you need some pussy, Mike. That's all that is. When your mind go that far to I'll fuck a ghost. Wait a minute. You've been away for too long, brother.
Wait a minute.
You've been away for too long.
I'm just saying, it's almost like having a wet dream.
No,
it just happens.
Not when he say you're awake and then say that to the public. You sound
like because
crazy,
you
like
remember
it's real.
You remember it. It's
that's something I'll keep to myself.
It's called
you take
drugs.
psychiatrist.
I guarantee you, I wouldn't tell you about it.
Hallucinogenics.
I'll let it happen.
I wouldn't indulge.
Hallucinogenics, gentlemen.
Or like, get the hell off of me,
if
ghost.
You thinking this is an unfamiliar spirit, and they straddling your way. I don't care.
Now, but wait a minute. It would be different if they were stroking and choking. I ain't got time for that. But if they just if they're pleasing me,
what if they it's like a bear trap?
You probably rubbing one out.
I feel like I would feel that it's a bear trap.
No, but you don't realize it until the sucker snaps.
What snaps?
A bear trap.
If they woohoo was a bear trap.
Yeah.
You don't realize it until it snaps.
Now you sound semi crazy like him. You went off the deep end. We already talking about crazy, and you gonna add extra.
Well, because he said he would do it.
I'm not saying I would do it. I'm saying I would let it happen.
That mean you would do it.
Hey, we ain't talking. No,
it seemed like you would flip the ghost over and give it to him.
No. I'm letting the ghost do what it do.
He didn't even specify if it was a man or woman ghost.
Well, that's him. I'm talking about me. I know who exactly what it would be.
No,
it would definitely it would definitely be.
You watch too many ghost movies.
That's all I watch.
I know that's why you had that mindset. And I know I let it happen.
I know what good. Hey, because
that ain't a good thing.
Well, I'm just saying, ghosts do what ghosts do, and sometimes ghosts do good shit.
Hallucinogenics, and let's move on because he's an idiot. I need to take you to church tomorrow. Please take him.
Other stuff in the news. Get rid of this.
I'm just saying.
Hillary, I think she got enough delegates to become the nominee for the Democratic Party. But
Bernie ain't
giving up.
He ain't giving up. Even now, he's not giving up.
I'm campaigning until the conference.
Yes.
And so, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think he's taking away Hillary votes? He's swaying other people against Hillary, and it's not going to be enough votes?
I wouldn't say that he's taking away, because like up until the conference, are there any more like elections, like any more voting?
Yeah. I think it's like one or two.
Yeah,
but even at that point, I don't think he would get enough to sway anybody. I would like to see Hillary, even if because Hillary, she pretty much got it. I would like to see her allow Bernie to run alongside her, because like that's what Bernie was telling us what people need to hear. He was trying to do shit that people need done. Mm-hmm. Hillary is she's kind of just talking.
Well,
we got a Hillary supporter.
Has not
right here.
I'm not necessarily a Hillary supporter. I'm a Democratic supporter. Whoever gets the nod, but Hillary has said that they are discussing who is going to be rolling with her, and Bernie is one of the people on the table. Nobody's been pulled off. Raven Simone said something very smart.
I thought you were about to say she running.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
No.
Like, Fuck that.
Like this conversation.
You almost made me vote for Trump. You almost with that statement.
I was about to turn it over to you, Mike, because I didn't want to talk about that shit.
Raven Simone actually said something smart. She said this country is not ready for 2 women on the ticket, and I don't think they are.
It's like
who was the second woman that she's talking about?
Well, just
Elizabeth
period.
Warren.
If she puts another woman on the ticket. Now, Elizabeth Warren, she needs a place in the cabinet somewhere, and I believe Bernie needs a place in that cabinet somewhere too. At some point, we got to talk about unifying the party because we are split, and a split Democratic Party will allow Trump to get through the door.
And I heard I heard that President Obama is like supposed to be meeting with Bernie, like, hey, bro.
Well, I mean, if they all gonna start
talking.
I think he already met with him.
He may have.
He has.
Yeah, he's still doing his thing.
He's not telling Bernie to stop campaigning. Bernie has every right to campaign up until the last minute.
Right.
However, he is talking about unifying the party because we don't need a split party, and we're not as ununified as the Republicans were.
I expected a split party with the Republicans versus the Democrats.
Right, but we're split because we're split by age. Bernie has got youth, period. He's got the young people screaming. Hillary's got old people screaming.
You damn right, because he's talking about like...
He's talking about the things that we need change on.
Exactly.
He's talking about exactly
even
what
though
we need
some
to
of
know.
those things seem like unreachable.
Right.
And
that's it. Old people feel like they are unreachable, and then let's be real, especially old black people.
They were doing all right in the 90s. They remember the 90s.
Well, not even remember the 90s. Old black people don't want another old white man in office. Old black people are a little prejudiced to old white men.
It's Clinton. They know the name Clinton.
I feel like with they know
what it is.
That's right.
That's the main thing.
But I feel like with Bernie, he's talking, and like if they're listening, he's talking about the shit that we need to be talked about.
But again, like you said, how is he going to get it? These old black people know. These old black people have watched Obama try to do stuff and watched a Republican Congress say, we not doing shit.
Well, hell, can I have somebody at least try? I don't want like I told you before, I don't want no status quo. It's gonna be
and I get that.
The same thing as a Republican with Hillary in the office.
As a young person, I don't want the status quo. But as an old person is looking at it from a different mindset. Shut up! I'm not talking about myself.
I thought you talking about you a young person, but as an old person.
No, what I'm saying, an older person is looking at it from a different point of view. They looking at it as you saying, let's try. They're saying if he doesn't win, the nominee for Supreme Court Justice will be another Republican, and we will the Republicans will outweigh the Democrats again, and we will still have the same court system, and a Supreme Court Justice is in there for life. Old voters look at things differently than young voters, just because of the life experience. So that's why you're seeing a difference. That's why you're seeing old black people support Hillary, and young black people say, "Oh no, this is what she did. This is what she said."
They like
Bill.
I don't think they're going as too deep as what you're saying.
I guarantee you.
It's just Clinton. They like the word Clinton.
I just spent an hour with a bunch of old black people.
Yeah.
They are. These are the things they're looking at. I talk to older black people all the time, and they're looking at a lot of different little things, and making sure a Democrat is in office is a must.
If she didn't have the name Clinton married to it, they wouldn't give her the time of day. And that's point blank.
Clinton is you can't take that away from her. Clinton is part of her.
I ain't saying, but I'm just saying, it's like, black folk, voting for Barack. I think it's that simple.
I disagree, because a lot of black folks, I didn't vote for Barack because he was black.
You different. You an alien. But that's something,
Are you freaking kidding me?
That's what he said.
There's something, but nah, I think for the majority.
No, and I disagree. Like I said, I talk to older black people, especially when it comes to politics. My family is in politics.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I talk to older black people constantly. I talk to older just people in the streets about politics.
But when the pen hits the paper, it's who you know.
And when the pen hits the paper, none of us know, because none of us have gone in any polling booth with not one other person. So we don't know.
Well, why we having this debate when our votes, virtually don't count?
They do. But you got to understand. You got to understand how our system works. The votes do count. The votes count when you walk in.
When they count them, but as far as picking the president,
yes, they do. Here's how they count. They count when you walk in there and you vote for your Congress people, your city hall people. When you fill out
I'm
your
talking about president. I'm not talking about like local.
No, this is how they count. When you go in and you fill out your census report and you turn that in and you tell them, hey, we got 5 black people living here. We got 5 this person. We got 5 Hispanics. Then it says, okay, this is how many people you need in the electoral college. This is how many superdelegates that you get that represent you. So then when you go and you place your vote and your vote comes together and those superdelegates have to get in and make their decisions, they're making their decisions based off
but it's still an individual
numbers.
decision with them delegates. It's not a popular vote. It's still a individual vote from the delegate.
Popular vote has.
They don't have to listen to the people.
In history, I can only name one time where the popular vote has come out differently from the actual election, and that was with the Bush and Gore.
But that don't mean they don't count. They still not counting it though.
They are.
It's still from those delegates though. You can say
it's the way you looking at it. To me, it does count, but you have to. You got to do more than just go in and vote every time there's a president. You got to vote for your mayor. You got to.
I said that, but I'm not talking about. I said not local or other that. I'm talking just by presidential.
Okay, and
that's all I'm talking about.
If you want to change that system, JT, you got to get up and you got to change it. Everybody talks about it, but nobody does anything about it. Nobody's sitting there writing a congressman saying, "Hey, do this." Nobody's doing.
Are they actually? But are the congressmen and congresswomen doing anything once they get in?
They trying.
You think they're seriously trying?
Cleaver does. I know Cleaver does.
I would actually agree.
That's one out of
I would agree with Cleaver.
Terry Riley does.
I can agree. With that.
Terry Riley works his butt off. I keep calling this man Al Sharpton. His name Alvin Brooks. Just saw him. Alvin Brooks.
But I think these are Hillary supporters. This is the same status quo though. There's not really nobody different.
Then guess what? It's a free country. Run.
That's the easy way out. When people say that when you have a problem, why don't you run? It ain't that.
No,
I can have an opinion and not want to have the position.
Okay, you can have an opinion and not want to have the position, but then if you don't want to have the position, find somebody who does want the position that you have the same beliefs in and support that person.
Yeah, I do.
This country is based off of this system, and the reality is the reason this system doesn't work is because too many of us, when I say us, I'm talking about black people in general, too many of us sit and say, well, it don't really matter. We don't count. They don't listen. They don't listen because you're sitting there fussing about it, but you're not doing anything about it.
I agree.
You get up, you do something about it, things change. We got to stop talking and start doing. And then we got to stop screaming about how, we don't want to talk about the past, the whole Roots thing. They didn't not Tupac, but Smoke guy. Snoop Dogg.
Smoke guy?
I couldn't
think
of
the
name.
Yeah, okay. Talking to old folks.
Shut up. Snoop Dogg, we don't need to see this. He might not need to see it. I don't need to see it. I've seen it before. But I can guarantee you it's young kids that don't even know about it. Texas is sitting here pushing a book talking about we migrated over here for better jobs. Come on. Our story needs to be told from generation to generation so things can change and we don't repeat the same mistake. So, it's not that I disagree with you. That electoral college, I personally agree superdelegates should go away. I personally agree the electoral college should completely go away. However, I understand, but I also know that us just sitting here talking about it is not going to change it. And I get you don't want Hillary, and I understand the reasons why. Some of those things that were brought up, especially about her calling us super predators, I didn't see that. And unfortunately, I guess I am the old folks because I was around when Clinton was campaigning. I voted for Clinton. He was the first person I ever voted for. So it was some things I missed. So I didn't know about it. And I'm glad somebody brought it to my attention. But I do have to think, again, like the old folks. Who's going to actually get in there and be able to make moves? Bernie's going after people's money. And when
but her moves gonna be the same moves, and we still gonna be talking about we need to do something in 4 years.
Yeah, well,
no, it ain't no well. It's the same thing.
I disagree. I disagree.
But you also have to look at it. Okay, if Trump is there, then what?
In trouble.
Then what, JT?
And
I think it's going to be the same thing.
No, see, here's the thing.
To me, I don't see no difference in those two.
Let me give you a difference. Hillary's going to put a Democratic a SCOTUS in the House. Hillary is going to put a Democrat in that seat. Putting a Democrat in that seat will change a lot of things. The guy Trump wants to put in that seat wants to reverse Roe v. versus Wade.
Change a lot of things, like how?
Right now it's even. But before the last one died, it was 5 Republicans in there and 4 Democrats. So whenever it came to money things, whenever they voted on some federal law and it went to the Supreme Court and it had to do with money, who had more power, the people with power and money won. The people who had nothing lost. Because the Democrats fight for the, I know, but Democrats fight for the people who have less, who have little to nothing.
So that's what Democrats. Gonna make a difference just in the Supreme Court.
She's going to put a SCOTUS in there that's a Democrat. So now you got 5 people fighting for the people who have little, and 4 people fighting for the people who have money.
That ain't gonna mean shit.
I disagree.
It haven't happened. We've been having Democratic president, and it's the same shit.
But to be in this position to give 5 Democrats in SCOTUS, that's never happened.
We'll see. Well, we'll see.
Ever.
We'll have the same conversation in 2 years.
That's a difference. Put Trump in there. Trump is going to start a war. Trump has disrespected every other nationality within this country and several countries outside of this country, or several people outside of this country. He's going to start a world war just on general principle. Trump in there, Trump's going to kill us all. Plus, he's also going to start going back to money, and we're going to be back in the middle of a recession.
It's money anyway. That's what you're
right,
seeing,
but we're not in a recession now.
But even if it's you're not seeing it, like, are you saying that, like, instead of Hillary, you support Trump?
I ain't saying that, but I'm saying Hillary or Trump is not. There's not going to be
like,
difference.
but it's going to
be money anyway.
The lesser of two evils,
right?
I mean, you can do that, but I don't think anything's going to change with society just from her being a president.
I think
I don't think. But I feel like things will change drastically if Trump is president.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think people's opinion of different things might change just a little bit. But I think
the fact
as
that
far as United States,
this person is in like a higher position and has disrespected almost every nationality in the world.
I think as far as if he was president the next 4 years, I don't think things would change that much.
It may not change as far as you are concerned, as far as your pockets are concerned, but as far as the way people look at the America. The United States of America,
they already look at it as differently, and that was before Trump started opening up his mouth.
Oh, but they look at us much.
He's a product,
now.
But I think there's a pomp and circumstance a lot too. I don't think he's gonna be talking like that if he became president.
But he's still talking about that.
Now.
I know, but I said when he become president, he's trying to get elected, so you can say whatever.
Wait a minute, he said he wasn't gonna be talking about like that if he was the nominee. And he's talking like that.
I think he was president. He wouldn't be as potent as he is right now.
So hold on.
I'm gonna let you have it.
JT,
go ahead.
I feel,
and I'm not supporting him anyway.
No. You may think that you're not supporting him, but I'm not. You're.
I'm just seeing what's going on. I'm seeing the truth. I can see what's going on without supporting it. I can tell you what I think without supporting it, and I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm not supporting what he's saying. I don't want to support any of the backlash he's been talking about as far as people's rights and borders and all that shit. But I can see that I don't think he's going to be that potent if he becomes the president.
But that's you saying that you don't think that he's going to be that way.
Yes,
but
that's the only thing.
No. But we all didn't think that he would be that way up until now. But he's gotten this far,
just
and
like
he's
you didn't think
that way.
But that don't mean it can change after you get in. I don't think it'll be that different.
What's the reason?
Wait a minute.
What's the reason?
What's the reason for he doing
she
now?
could change after she gets in there.
Of course.
She could change.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. She could be like, okay, now I'm in. Let me give every black person a new job and make them.
And that's great. I'll be okay. Fine. That's good. You finally doing some shit. It ain't status quo. I can have an opinion. If somebody changed their position, I can change my position. And you doing something, okay. I see something going on. All right, I'm with you now. Mm-hmm. But I just think it's not going to be that different, man.
Well, I feel like with each president, like the normal folk don't really feel the difference. But I feel like you got to be. But
that's what 99%. The normal folk.
You don't feel the difference until you. But I think that you don't feel the difference until you realize, until it's too late. Nobody felt the difference of Bush until it was too late, and it was too late.
We know he was a fucker.
Yeah, he was an idiot. Yeah, everybody knew he was an idiot. Everybody knew he was an idiot. But you didn't feel that impact until he had taken the House. He had taken the White House twice. He was in there for 5 years before people really started losing that job, started hitting that money.
Fucking up. Because they was like, when he got elected the second time, like, how that happened? Because they realized he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do.
But a lot of people didn't feel the impact until the recession.
A lot of people did, though.
Some people did. I'm not saying everybody. But you're
saying a lot of people?
I'm saying a lot.
A lot of people, too.
A lot of people.
A lot of people. No, a lot of people didn't realize what was going on until it was too late. And that's the thing. Because you sit there and you think, well, it's not going to affect me. You don't look at the big picture.
Before the second election that, we were getting fucked over.
But what I'm telling you is
don't just say a lot of people. That's just broadening it. I can say a lot of people.
JT, I'm broadening it for a reason, to get you to understand
I understand what you're saying, but saying a lot of people, that ain't convincing me.
Most people do not feel the effect.
They're saying a lot of people.
JT,
you just
listen to the statement.
No, I'm listening.
Let her finish, though.
All right, go ahead. It's the same
most
rhetoric,
people
though.
don't feel the effect until it's too late.
And I disagree. I don't think so. As far as the example you gave was Bush, I don't think that happened.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think happened?
I said I think they felt it while he was in office the first term.
Okay.
And we didn't get he got it the second time. How do I know? I don't know. I don't know how he got the second term. He the first one
they voted for him.
Who are they?
The majority of the people.
It was the delegates. It
was not. It has only been one election. One election where the numbers were different.
We ain't gonna agree. So I know we ain't gonna agree on this.
Look it up, JT. The popular vote.
I know.
The popular vote.
But makes the actual vote is the delegates and ain't the popular vote.
Okay, but JT, even if you count the popular vote, what I'm saying to you is,
but the popular vote doesn't count though.
Okay, but you saying it should be based on popular vote. That's your opinion. You're saying it should be based on popular vote. So if you go and you look at the numbers for the popular vote, the second time Bush won the popular vote. The first time
I get that. But I'm saying the problem with the system is those few people make that decision. It's not what we do.
But what I'm saying to you is that's the majority of the people.
Because she's saying that the popular vote also voted him in.
But I'm saying the popular vote is not. It might give you the same result, but they're not. It's not the decision though. It's the delegates, not the popular vote.
What your question was, how could I say the majority? Because the popular vote, which is the majority of the people, voted him in office. So the majority of the people did not realize the impact that he had until after he was in office.
I thought they was systematic. After the first one, they didn't give a fuck. They knew they won off the popular vote the first time. And they like, well, if that don't count, they did. They did win. The first time he was nominated, he won because of delegate, won because of the popular vote.
Right, but the second time he won.
But that's what I'm saying. People's hopes die if you voting and you know that my vote didn't count. Then what the fuck am I voting for? You know what I'm saying? That happened one time. We all know what's his name, the vice president that actually won. That was vice president with Clinton.
Biden?
That ran.
Gore.
He actually won in popular votes.
Right, he won.
But I'm saying it wasn't. He would have been president if we went off popular votes, though.
Okay, then if that's the case, you can say you cannot argue your statement if you don't have the numbers to support it. That's all.
You haven't gave me no numbers at all yet. You said most and all the people.
What I'm saying is, Bush won both the popular and the
you don't tell me to give numbers, but you ain't giving numbers.
Because I don't know off the top of my head, but I will look them up for you. But what I'm saying to you is that the popular vote won He won the popular and the electoral.
That was the second time. I'm talking about the first time. People gonna go off hope. If they ain't got no hope, then people's feelings. They like, why? If we won the first time off the votes and we still didn't win, but the second time, if I vote, then why?
And guess what? That's why our system does not work.
I've been saying that for I just said that the problem with the situation.
I don't know what you've been saying that, bro.
No, I said that between what's going on. I said there was problem with the system.
No, our system doesn't work because we don't participate in it. Because we get disappointed, we get discouraged, and we quit.
They don't come up with something else for us not to do shit.
And when you quit, the system doesn't work.
But people didn't quit the first time. So what's that got to say then?
So then change the system. Don't quit.
All right.
That's like saying, okay, I couldn't pay my rent. I can't pay my rent this month.
So I
just give up.
If they voted again and it's still a popular vote more, he still would have won because he had the more delegates though.
Who knows? Who knows? Because he might not have had the most delegates then. Who knows?
We do know he had the most delegates the second time. Because you just told me.
Because the majority. Look, I'm saying to you, he had the popular and the delegates.
I'm listening.
You're saying to me that the only reason he had the popular was because people didn't vote. If those people voted, he might not have had the majority of the delegates.
Even if they voted and they still had the most popular vote, he still would have had the more delegates, though.
Not necessarily. Not if the delegates.
That's what happened the first time.
JT, not if the delegates vote with their people.
But they didn't vote with the people the first time, so what made you think the second time?
In 26 states in this country, the delegates do not have to vote with the people that they delegate to. 26 states. But the other 24, they do. Okay? So if those 24 states gave up...
I mean, you telling me something I already know. Okay, I just have a different opinion on what's going on.
All I'm saying to you is, it's just like paying your rent. Because you couldn't pay last month don't mean you give up.
I ain't saying give up, but it's saying that the system is, if I do something, it's just gonna be wiped away. That's what I'm saying. The system is, that's what happened. If you saying it like it's that easy, how about you help me change it?
Okay, let's go.
Let's do something then.
Let's go. You and I can head down to City Hall Monday morning.
Yeah. Okay. Might be your Hillary situation.
My Hillary situation.
Yeah, you had a story on Hillary.
No, I did not have you had a story on Hillary.
But you said you had something on Hillary.
No, I didn't.
Okay, we can go on to the next. The next one. Mike B is having
one of the things that I wanted to talk about.
Tell him, Mike.
We talked about it on me and JT show. Is a quickie for those of you who aren't familiar.
It was fresh off the press.
Hey, but it's what the rest of the world is talking about with this Stanford swimmer rape case with your boy Brock Turner.
That's his name, Brock Turner.
Brock Turner.
He sounds like a wrestler.
He could be a wrestler,
some type of athlete.
But most of the reason I know about him, he's a rapist and an asshole. That's what I know about him. Like, that's the facts.
I could believe it.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with the situation, Brock Turner was a swimmer from Stanford. I guess an all-around guy. Everybody loved him.
Rapist.
I would have to assume that much.
American Pie.
But
Rapist.
They had I guess he's a part of the fraternity. They had a fraternity party. People got drunk. He got drunk. He came across this young lady that was also drunk. Not only just drunk, but she was like passed out. Yeah. She didn't know what the hell was going on. And so he decides to drag her. Behind the dumpster and like take advantage of
her.
Yes, that's another way of saying it. He took advantage of her. He raped her, and he didn't stop until there were some I think 2 witnesses that rolled by and saw what was going on. They stopped him like, "Hey, what the hell?" He tried to take off running. They held him down and called the police and held him until the police came. So the girl that he was
raping,
was like,
she was
passed out, all the way out of it, not knowing what the hell was going on.
She woke up wondering why she had sticks in her hair.
She woke up in the hospital wondering why she had sticks in her hair.
And let's not get it twisted. He was on the prowl. He tried to get 4 other women to go someplace off with him,
including
her sister.
Did he use it extra, or they was like drunk on their own accord?
Well, I think she may have been. No, he didn't like add like some.
Yeah,
that's not the story.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure, but that's not the story. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm mad you called that Bill Cosby her ass, but
that's the new thing. I mean, if you would take advantage of a girl,
Quaaludes or whatever,
it don't have to be Quaaludes no more. It's just you Bill Cosby them.
But he took advantage of her, and the main story about it is that he got convicted. Trial, jury, all that good stuff. They said you are guilty of 3 felonies. It's not like 3 like misdemeanors, like 3 thoughts.
See, I didn't know this. The actual jury.
They said
guilty. He was guilty.
Guilty.
See, it was the judge,
and it's like 3, not 3 like thoughts.
Yeah,
3 felonies.
Rape was not one of them, unfortunately.
3 felonies.
But he was convicted of 3 felonies.
Felonies. Like when I hear felony, I'm thinking like that's
prison. You can't vote.
You ain't gonna run up on your boy like he's like, man, I got convicted of felony. You thinking like 30 days?
Oh nah.
No,
you did something.
Felony, you think time?
Yeah, when it's federal.
But the judge, the father, like the parents of this guy, Brock Turner, was like, hey, jail would do something to him. He's not really our son. This has had such an emotional toll on him, like an effect on him. So we need you, judge, to take some leniency. Like have a heart.
It seemed like they did this at a cookout. The judge was invited to the family cookout.
That would make more sense.
At the golf course.
Than actually playing out at court.
Yeah.
That a cookout versus court would make more sense than what we experience or what we hear happen at court. Because
maybe they're like fraternity brothers, like the father.
The judge was like, this, it would have like a negative impact on our son. Like he's a good guy. He really hasn't been in trouble. So, hey, judge, have some leniency because he's already been through enough or a lot, considering it's been all of this versus 20 minutes of satisfaction or 20 minutes
of pleasure.
20 minutes.
That's a slap in the face right there.
20 minutes of action.
So
whatever.
That's what makes me further think that this is like a fraternity brother.
Well, and then
I think it was a fraternity party, I believe.
No, I'm talking about
the
judge.
The judge has to be.
The judge did go to Stanford. He was a Stanford alum.
Yeah.
And he also was an athlete.
He was an athlete. The judge said that Brock's life had been already altered so much by everything he's been going through and the fact that he won't be able to swim with the Olympics. So that was enough of a punishment.
And so the jury came down and they settled on 6 years. Even that don't really seem like a lot to me, but they settled on 6 years. The judge and after listening to the father was like, this is too much. This is my son. He's a good guy. He's never been in trouble. He has a clean record.
It seems like the dismissal of rape is paramount in this case.
You damn right, brother.
Oh yeah, because he was not convicted of rape. He was convicted of sexual assault.
And so, he was able to write a letter. Even the victim was able to write a letter, which we talked about on,
which I don't think it's going to make a bit of difference in his
clearly
psyche.
It didn't make a difference.
Nah, he got away with it. That's
the
what
judge was like, him going to jail because, I can see a future in him. I can see myself in him, which, pushes Paul.
Sound like he takes advantage of women also.
And got away with it. But, this guy got caught. That's what it makes you think, right?
Like a dude that don't know how to respond to no.
Because why? Because you a part of the fraternity. Women don't say no to me.
I have a friend that it seemed like his fraternity is his life. You got some of those, that I remember we and I had a different perspective on them. We went out. I haven't seen them in a few years, but when when we met up, we went out. and we went out. I think it was like hard. It was like a fast food, stupid shit. I mean, but you know, he told him what fraternity he was a part of, and I'm saying like, and I'm saying, you know, this just I ain't gonna say it's just like a run of the mill girl. It wasn't like no, like we at a party, and she got on a dress, you know, that's making me, you know, think certain things.
Yeah,
she got her on her fast food uniform, and he spitting his, you know, his fraternity shit too. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you done went to that part. You thinking she gonna give you some off of just because you're saying something? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know, brother, but it ain't even that. And she looked at him stupid. I kind of chuckled because I knew where she was coming from. I'm like, you know, you pressing.
Like
brother.
the sad part about what you're saying is that there are women out there, there are sororities out there that cater to fraternities. That have that same mindset.
They're bred to do that.
You know, and it's like, you know, because he's a part of this fraternity and I'm a part of this sorority, then I'm supposed to be able to offer myself up to them. But this is, you know, this is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But the sad part is that there are women out there that believe that because they're a part of the sorority.
Or they give it up to some fraternity.
Yeah. That make,
like,
and that's sad,
I'm like,
man.
you just you know, he don't have to be a part of fraternity. He just used you like any other dude.
Yes.
That was just part of his game.
And you felt
that's a lot of, you know, a lot of dudes do that as far as, you know, their fraternity. They use that as part of their game. And so.
Yeah. And that's sad.
It happens.
I'm just discouraged, period, through all of this. I mean, it's kind of like the same stuff that's been going on with Black America for the last few years here that has just really been brought to the light in the media. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed for women. Nothing's changed for Black American.
That for a minute.
Right. Nothing's changed. The first thing they do is they put this nice little clean cut image of this little boy up there. He looks like a college.
Yeah, he had a haircut in the and then
they show his mugshot. Now look, I get that we need to show that mugshot, but I want everybody to post their memes on that clean cut little boy image that, oh, he's such a good kid image, because that's the image we need to tear down, because that image is, to me, the image of someone who is up to no good. You know,
I agree.
It's the one that looked like a fool normally ain't even acting like a fool, but it's the one that's sitting there hiding behind that pretty image. You know, and so we made a huge deal about how, oh, the mugshot, the media hid the mugshot. But now I'm like, hey, let's put that nice image of that young man out there and put rapist across his forehead.
You can be fooled by that's what
rapist. This is a rapist looks just like this.
And then somebody pointed out, like, you know, Donald Trump is trying to make it seem like, you know, Mexico is sending us all the killers and the rapists and all of that.
Was the
and then,
rapist.
you know,
a white boy that's doing
exactly
doing all this
with
shit.
the clean cut, you know,
image.
going to the fancy
And
school. And exactly,
off.
when you have this judge who's like, you know what, I see myself in you. And it's like, wait a minute, judge. What part of you do you
see yourself in a rapist?
Guy? Now, he may have been a part, you know, he may have been an athlete. He may have been a part of a fraternity. But the fact that you admit that you see yourself in this guy has committed a crime.
So you saying you can be part of a rapist also and try to
or maybe you done some things that you're not really proud of. Yeah. And you got away with it is what it sounds like.
Maybe the father have something on him.
Maybe.
You know, it's cool shit.
Who knows? And it's a possibility. It is a possibility. But let's talk about these letters. The girl, the poor victim, who they are not saying her name.
Right.
This
Which I don't think they need to.
No, they don't need to, because it doesn't matter if she's black, white, green, or purple at all. This poor victim, she writes this letter and she talks about how she found out that she was raped in a newspaper. She didn't even know. She didn't know what happened to her. She woke up in the hospital with sticks in her hair. She didn't know how they got there. She found out what happened to her after it was all thrown out into the media. That's how she found out.
The sad part, though, is that there are other fraternities, which I would say are predominantly male that are trying to say
what a fraternity is.
Okay.
Come on, Mike B. You supposed to be more efficient.
Wait, y'all not? We're not. I'm not team you or team you. I'm just saying, y'all already on my list.
It don't matter.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to write my resignation tonight. But anyway, they were trying to say that she is partially to blame.
How?
Well. Hey, hold on. Mm-hmm. I can understand them wanting her to be more in control because she got shit faced.
Yeah, she was
to the point that she was unconscious. That doesn't give anybody an excuse to take advantage of her, to rape her, to take advantage of her.
Have friends? Do we know if friends were involved?
Even if she did, they weren't there.
Her sister was, but now if he just drug her out to the back of the club behind a dumpster, mm-hmm. her sister might have thought she was still in there and been looking for her. So, I mean, we really don't know her story. And again,
we don't know what happened before the pre-rape.
The only thing we do know is that she got drunk. Now, that's it. To be truthfully honest, her story don't matter. Mm-hmm. Her story does not matter to me. I don't care how drunk she was.
It doesn't matter to me either.
It was not her laying there saying, come take advantage.
She didn't have I'm sure she wasn't wearing a sign that said, take it. He was
basically just like she was a dog.
And then the fact that he was taking advantage of her behind a dumpster, like I mentioned on Is This a Quickie, mm-hmm. he was hiding, so he knew the shit that wasn't right.
This wasn't, acceptable.
Some people found him, some witnesses found him, and he took off running. Yeah. And they had to hold his ass down, so he knew what the hell he was doing was wrong.
And like I said at the beginning, he was on the prowl that night.
Like Adam in the garden.
He stepped to 4 other women that night. He was on the prowl trying to get him some. So he was thinking about getting some before.
He's probably spending that fraternity shit.
They said
that sounds like fraternity mentality.
Was doing drugs and all kind of stuff.
If you on the prowl like that, goddamn.
So now we know that the daddy said 20 minutes of action in his letter. That's what he called it.
Yeah.
The boy's mother.
And he minimalized it. He made it seem like it was just so nothing. He made the victim seem like she was just a piece of trash, behind the dumpster.
That's what they think.
The entire family, all the letters that have been written by the family, not one time they acknowledge the victim. Okay, his mother says that sending him to jail would be a death sentence and that he would not survive and it would damage him forever.
Who gives a damn?
What about
that sounds like mother, and it also sounds like father talk, especially when you're privileged, because their ultimate goal is to try and be there and take care of and protect their children. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, we got some, even though we call them privileged because that's exactly what it seems like. That's exactly what it is.
Gonna do that,
but women. Yeah, mothers are going to speak out for their child, even if they know their child is wrong.
And that happens in the hood, too.
Exactly.
They know he shot somebody.
Yeah, but they're going to still be out there.
And that's where mothers are wrong. She says he has never been in trouble, never even had a demerit in high school. He studied, swam, and worked hard. Okay, but he still just raped somebody. Okay?
And you would think a mother or a woman would have a little bit of sympathy for the victim.
A blemish that we have for our son, to do great things.
She
later
says
on.
His dreams have been shattered.
Yeah.
What about the victims? The victim has a life sentence. She will forever have to relive this night over and over in her head because although she was unconscious, the brain has a way of deciding when it's going to just let that information out.
And not only that, the fact that you wake up and people are telling you what the hell happened to you, and now you're in the middle of a court case where you have to try to defend yourself and speak up for yourself because evidently in this courtroom nobody else gives a damn about what the fuck you went through.
Do you think that's better for the psyche if she didn't know?
No.
I think it would be better for the psyche if she didn't know and she didn't go through this.
No,
I'm talking about.
Well, this is the reason I say no.
Well, if it happened,
this is the reason I say no, because the brain always knows. What it does is it stores that information elsewhere, and that's how cases of DID surface, and that's dissociative, some kind of disorder. It's basically when your personality is split personality. Your personality splits in two, and you'll be doing something, and then you black out.
Your old self to your older self.
You black out and stuff happens and you don't know what happened and you've become a totally different person. That's real. And a lot of times this kind of trauma causes that to happen.
So you think the brain gonna recall the trauma?
The brain knows what happened.
I can believe it.
Oh yeah,
I can
and it will decide. It will decide when it releases that information, and if it releases that information at a bad time in her life, it could cause chaos. So hopefully she's seeing somebody and she's working with a therapist and all of that to kind of help her get through all of this.
But can you imagine going through that? And then going through the court process, the trial,
everything,
and whatever, and then you got this judge saying, "Hey, I understand that the jury decided that we need to give this guy 6 years.
I'm only gonna give him 6 months."
I'm looking at the fact that he seems like he's a good guy. He hasn't got in trouble before. I can see myself in him. So we're gonna
was an accidental rape.
We're gonna give him 6 months.
He just fell
as a judge. And then that's not really like the sticker. That's the reason that we call privilege is because we got another case. And what was this guy's name?
Give it to us, Mike.
The black guy?
Yes, yes.
I was looking up his name.
They got their computers working, folks.
What was his name? I was just getting ready to look up his name.
I'm going to, let's say, Corey Beatty. 19 years old, standout football player at Vanderbilt. He raped an unconscious woman. And there was ample evidence, including security cameras, showing that he, did whatever he did.
In rape.
So he's a rapist.
Yes, and we're not saying that he shouldn't, be punished.
He should be in jail.
That's what we need to reiterate. We're not saying
this is the black dude, right?
This is the black.
Okay, I saw that on.
He should be in jail. He's a rapist.
But
and didn't he get convicted?
Yes, he got convicted.
You know how many years he got?
He got
like 20 something.
15 to 25 years.
Yeah. I read that.
That's totally different.
Brock Turner, who is a rapist,
but y'all saying it like y'all
only
surprised.
got 6 months.
No.
We're not saying it because we're surprised.
We're
saying it to make sure these white privileged people understand why we keep hollering white privilege.
Oh, they know. They ain't stupid.
But
that's why it
you know what? D.L.
Hughley
Hughley made a point. He made a very good point. He said, white people want to be supportive. They know things are wrong. They want things to change. But the moment they see what they have to give up to make the change, that's when they say, oh, wait a minute.
That's just like that video I showed y'all. The white lady said, how many people in the audience, know about, the injustice that happens to black people. And everybody raised their hand. Then she said, if you want to trade places with one of them, raise your hand, and nobody. She said, "Okay, that means you know what's going on." So I mean, they know what's going on, but they know. If I was white, I wouldn't want to be black because I know what's going on, and I know my privilege, and I mean, if you don't know now, then you probably in some hole now. What you can get away with, because I'm pretty sure that they let each other know that yeah, this is you.
We can do this. We can do this.
That little Negro over there, nah, don't worry about him. And he the best worker in the place.
Right.
There was another case that came out during this whole situation with Brian Banks. They say he was a high school football star. Mm-hmm. And he got convicted of rape back in 2002. And it just came out recently that, the woman that supposedly called raped recanted her story, after he had spent 5.5 years in prison. And he's like,
she actually told the truth.
She told the truth that she came out and saying that, it actually didn't happen like she said. Mm-hmm. But the fact, he's like, I was convicted of the same 3 felonies that Brock Turner was convicted of, and they were ready to throw me away.
They damn near did, didn't they? Then they put him.
Yeah, well, he got 5.5. He spent 5.5 years.
But that's the problem until she recanted.
Until she recanted her story.
So actually having some type of I ain't gonna say pity, some type of revelation that I was wrong.
That's what I would like to know. Like, what brought her to the point where she decided, like, okay, I need to come clean.
Ain't nothing but Jesus.
This is what I say. If a woman accuses a man knowingly of rape, and knowing he knows he did not do it, she needs to do some time.
Don't get me started.
Hey, and I say the same thing for the baby mamas that be blaming the men and be giving the men, the sentences for 18 years.
Oh yeah.
As far as paying child support,
they need to pay that man every penny of that back.
Shit.
When we wrong, we need to be held accountable for being wrong.
You're damn right.
But if she didn't know and it was drug induced and she really thought it, you know, I would hope that then at least she's woman enough to stand up and say, hey, you know what? I was wrong.
I think it was enough cases that women, you know, did the oh woe is me to make us think, okay, let's have a serious case on this. Let's actually view what she's saying. You know, if it's not coming to, you know, some type of head, then whatever. But the problem with this case that we're talking about now is, you know, we have facts. We got witnesses.
Right.
And all of this, you know, unfortunately, I ain't going to say unfortunately, but the girl didn't know what was going on, so she can't recount what's going on. But, I mean, we know what. Yeah, we know what.
Who held down the perpetrator. And like
anything
when
is
one of the witnesses, as he told his story, he could not hold back the tears. He was so hurt by what he saw, and he just saw it. He just witnessed it. One of the witnesses.
Oh, okay.
You know, this hurts my heart. Joe Biden wrote a letter to her. He penned an open letter, which was really sweet, and he basically said, "You know what? We don't know who you are." But we stand beside you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you should not have had to put your worth and have to defend your worth. Because you did nothing wrong.
It's a slap in the face.
It is. It's a big slap in the face.
From the judge.
But as women, we got to stop lying and screaming rape when it ain't no rape.
That's
what I'm saying.
The crime was.
There it is. It is an issue. If we were fucking and we just don't want people to know, we need to just sit up and say, you know what? We were doing the deed.
Wait a minute.
I'm out of words.
When was the last time we heard her cuss like that?
We have got to stop lying. Because when these stories are real, these women need to be supported. And it should not matter if they had a skirt on up to their butt. It should not matter how much they had to drink. It should not matter if they were smoking. Nothing should matter. We should be able to defend these women. And as long as women continue they lying and men continue their buddy boy system, these things will happen.
Well, you know, that ain't going to. Unless you do some extra shit.
It can change. This one's got a lot of people up in arms. This story right now has a lot of people up in arms. People are mad. People are angry. They want this judge gone. Now, they are threatening him and his family.
They definitely want this judge gone. We saw Stanford. They stood out. They like, hey, we reached out to the victim. Oh, boy, he's not welcome on the campus. Like, he's banned from the campus.
Yeah, this is alma mater.
Yes, we saw the USA swimming team.
For life.
Yes, banned for life.
Ever. So
he's still gonna have a good job, though.
People are supporting her.
That's the problem. Because I'm like, you got judges behind you feeling sympathy for you. Then you're going to always have somebody in your corners like, you know what? Even though you have to like register as a sex offender, I'm going to look beyond that.
Okay, now hold on.
That don't mean shit.
I want him to have, not necessarily a good job, but I want him to have a decent job because I don't want to take care of him.
Oh, he gonna have a decent job.
No,
okay.
I would like, and then
the
fact that he's going to jail. It started out at 6 months, but they saying he's gonna get out in September for good behavior.
You gonna take care of
him. And the fact that he's in like witness like protection, like he's being protected when nobody is giving a good goddamn about the victim, the actual victim in the situation. That's what pisses me off.
Nobody in the court is
nobody cares about her.
That's why I've been saying, you know, for the longest. That's the US of A.
Okay, and what I've been saying for
the judge is a delegate,
change it,
and the jury is popular vote, and that's it. They have
wait a minute. And the bad thing about it is it's so true.
It is. I'm telling you. You want to make a change.
So true.
But the system is so strong.
But again,
once you get killed, our leader's been killed, jailed, or in prison. Oh, that's the same thing as jail. Or you just they've been silenced. And that's anybody that want to do something different.
You're right, but you got
that's what I'm saying.
You got to you got to stand up and make a change.
You got to infiltrate the extra.
You got to. You got to stand up and make a change.
And it ain't going to happen with just status quo shit.
Well, one of the things that I appreciate about people. Is it the fact that people like those that have been called to jury duty?
Yeah.
And they have been called to serve under this judge, Judge Persky.
They screaming.
They like, hey,
we didn't make that call.
I ain't gonna be able to do it.
They not doing it.
Like it has been several people who have been dismissed because they can't imagine. Like they just are disgusted with the way that he handled the situation because it made it seem like women and the fact that they're women. Period. Mm-hmm. He don't give two shits about because
they don't.
He understands that he was a fraternity member.
That's a white male, mentality.
Oh, I definitely
understand. I tell you this, ain't nothing gonna happen to that judge.
Okay, hold on. Again, hold on.
There's been over a million people.
This is different. The people are screaming.
That's what we hear.
It may not, but I'm saying people are talking though.
Just to let you, people been talking for years.
No, not like this, JT.
I've heard over a million people.
All right,
over a million people.
All it is white supremacy shit, and they know about that supremacy.
No, that's true. No. I agree. I guarantee you.
You know what? The judge might not go to jail. The judge might not even be disbarred.
I'll say this: the judge gonna be all right.
Yeah, he will be.
He's gonna be all right.
He'll be all right. I believe he'll be all right. But I question how long he will be a judge in that court system.
And he gonna give a nomination to one of his buddies to be the next.
And
judge.
That might be true. But
I'm just saying
but you know what?
Itself.
It will. If he comes off that bench, if he is no longer a judge in that court, it's because the people stood up, screamed, and said something. And his buddy can get in there, and if the people stand up, scream, and say something, he can be removed too. This is where you see the power of the people. Is
going to leave us, though.
When you got to give the power of the people to start. You got to give the power of the people to
have a radical mind to do things different. Then, because it's gonna be the same system each time.
What if
you
Martin
got these
Luther
old
King
boy systems,
said that?
and they're raising their kids to do the same thing?
What if Martin Luther King would have said that? What if Harriet Tubman would have said that?
You see, he said less and got killed. And so, if he said that, they really would have dusted him off. The only time they felt some type of way, Martin Luther King, he was speaking all this love and stuff. Okay, all we get is the March on Washington speech. But like the last 2 years, he was speaking some Malcolm X shit, and that's when he got popped off. Because he found out,
you know what?
It was that bullshit.
He made change. He created change, regardless of what happened in the end. He created change. Had he not said something, where would we be? Had Miss Harriet Tubman not just been too tired to give up her seat, where would we be right now? Or not Harriet Tubman.
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks. Had Harriet Tubman not...
Inappropriate.
Thank you.
You remember the headline?
Had Harriet Tubman not done her part, where would we be at this point?
Hey, and I give homage to all of them.
Had Muhammad Ali not done and opened his mouth, where would we be right now? It's not that you're going to affect massive change and everything's going to be hunky-dory. You're going to affect
But the same stuff he spoke is the same stuff we speaking now. We still busting up neighborhoods and shit and rage.
You know what?
It's the same thing that happened in the 60s,
we gotta
the
keep
70s,
speaking.
the 80s.
We got to keep speaking. But we also got to...
Who we speaking to?
Everybody. We gotta keep screaming until we are heard, but we also have
That's the problem. We got to stop speaking and doing some damage.
See,
because we spoke.
You know what?
We spoke like Tupac said. You know, you see, I'm outside of I hear you, but you talking stuff that's been happening the last 50 years.
I will never condone violence. So
I ain't saying violence is the key. But what I'm saying is doing something different.
What I am saying, there's a few things we could do differently. We can stop killing ourselves. We can stop not going to school and not educating ourselves.
But after that happens, we still got to deal with them white folk.
You're right. So let's unify and deal with them together instead of being the only race in this country that doesn't. The Jews, wait a minute. No, that doesn't unify. The Jews unified. Look at where they are. Mexicans unify. Black people are the only people in this country that
problem.
And wait a minute.
They ain't the problem to white folk.
Around the world that don't unify.
They're not the problem to white folk. It's black folk.
But black folk are the problem to black folk.
But at the same time, if they know we unify, it's gonna be a problem. Then any of them, Jews, Italians, Mexicans, all of them. If we unify, we people.
We need to unify,
and that's what they scared of.
You're right.
Why are
they scared of us unifying?
That big boy unit is strong.
Why are they scared of us unifying? One man cannot continue to step up. Two men cannot continue to step up and say unify. We all have to do it. That way, they got to knock us all off. Hey. We got to unify. They're scared of us unifying for a reason.
And that's why
we need to stop fighting each other and fight them.
Make sure that you all go out and vote. Amen. This coming election. I know it's for president, but also in Kansas City, I know in August it's for the primary elections, so I can get to vote for other shit.
That's where I'm at.
See, don't be like this guy. You know,
so
vote
is the guy that's telling you the truth.
Yeah, you're telling you the truth about you.
Nah, what's going on?
But you know.
Vote, ladies.
This motherfucker. This is your show.
Don't take no type of stand. You know, don't feel something.
You gotta vote. You gotta vote. Get out there and vote. It is so important.
That's what they say. Propaganda, folk.
Good night.